says that I am live. Hi, Artyom. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please let me know. Testing, testing. Can you hear me? Yes? Okay, cool. Hi! It's kind of dark in here, but it's like rainy today. Привет! How is everyone doing? Looks like we have 78 people here right now. Hello. Привет. Thank you, Oleg. Oleg. Где ударение? Привет. I'm here. Привет из Москвы. Привет. Привет всем. Hello, everyone. So, I am alive. Я жива. I just haven't been on social media recently. Social media — это социальные сети, соцсети. Привет из Санкт-Петербурга. Привет из Нью-Йорка. Привет, Инна. Hi from Екатеринбург. Hi. Социальные сети. Спасибо, Никита. I'm trying to read these all so fast. Hi, everyone. And there's not a lot of new stuff happening, so I never know what to post. Привет, привет. Сейчас живете? Я в Нью-Йорке. Hello. So I just wanted to do this live stream. You guys voted for me to bake, which I am going to do. I have never made this before, what I'm going to make, but we'll see what happens. Yes, I am going to bake. So what I am going to bake is called shoofly pie. It's a very unusual name, but it has an interesting history. I think I can type it in here. Shoofly pie. You guys see that? Медленнее? Okay. I will talk more slowly. So what I am going to make is called shoofly pie, which is a very unusual pie. Even people in the US haven't heard of it. It's very regional. So, shoofly pie is a specialty of the Pennsylvania Dutch. No, it's actually shoofly pie. So the Pennsylvania Dutch are a group of settlers who came to the United States in the 1700s, maybe even the 1600s. So this was a long time ago. And they're called the Pennsylvania Dutch, but they're actually German. So they immigrated to the United States back in the 16th and 1700s. And today, you can go and see them because they still live there. For generations, they've lived in this area in Pennsylvania. And they're a sort of closed community. Has anyone heard of the Amish? The Amish? Вы знаете, что такое Amish? So yes, like Dwight Schrute. It's funny. So the Amish are a closed community, and they are very unique because they do not use anything modern. So if you go to Amish Country in Pennsylvania, which is a state in the United States, in Pennsylvania, there's a place called Lancaster County where the Amish live. Yes, exactly. Amish, they're a sort of religious sect. They have their own religion. I wonder, they look like, can I post a picture? Probably not. I'm gonna put a link. Copy. Okay. Can you see that link? So they dress in a very old-fashioned way, and they ride in horses and buggies. So if you ever visit Pennsylvania, you can go to this one place and you will see these people on the street. They dress in this old-fashioned way. It's not Jewish, no. Yes, they a lot of times have long beards. They're very traditional. So I thought it would be interesting to bake a pie that is one of their recipes. I love this pie, but I've never made it myself. Привет, привет. Привет. So the main ingredient in this pie is molasses. Has anyone heard of molasses? Hi from Kazakhstan. Hello. Hold on, let me take something out of the fridge. By the way, someone in the last time I did a live stream asked me to turn on donations. I've never done this before, but if you want to support the channel, there's a $sign. So molasses, it comes from sugar cane. So this is made during the sugar making process. It's like a syrup from sugar cane. Please draw a horse one more time. I am not good at drawing horses. This is a sort of syrup. And in the US, we have a saying, выражение, we have an expression. Oh, thank you so much, Sergey. That's so nice of you. Thank you. Спасибо, Sergey. We have an expression in the US that you're moving as slow as molasses, because molasses is a syrup and it moves very slowly. Greetings from Moscow. Greetings from New York. So I am looking at the recipe now. I've never made this before, so let's see. Heat oven to 450 degrees. So when you are baking something, you need to preheat the oven. To preheat the oven means to turn the oven on and let it get hot. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to preheat the oven, 450 degrees. All right, so mix the crumb topping. Mix flour, sugar, cinnamon, and nutmeg. I am not good at baking, so mix flour. So I have flour here. How much flour? 1.5 cups of flour. This is called a measuring cup. Like my shirt? It's from the X-Files. What are you cooking? I am making shoofly pie, which is a recipe from the Pennsylvania Dutch. And the main ingredient, molasses. So I need to mix. Where do you live? I live in New York City. Oh my God. Did you guys hear that? Do you hear this? That was loud thunder. Not a good day, but I love the thunder. Okay. So I need to measure flour. My flour is falling apart, but I will try to measure it. Tom asks, when was the last time you left your apartment? I went grocery shopping this past Thursday. 1.5 cups. I'm making shoofly pie during a storm. How is the pandemic treating you or your family? Yes, thank you for asking. We are all healthy, thankfully, knock on wood. In English, we say knock on wood to not jinx things. Where were you all this time? I've been home. 1 cup. I do not have an apron. Привет. Привет. Do I have English or another class now? Well, I would like to make an announcement. Some of you may already know this, but if you don't, and if you are learning English, I think this will be good news. I have opened up my own online school for English. Называется The School of American English. So that is something I have been working on for months in order to make the best stuff for you guys that I think will be very, very helpful. I'm going to give you a link. Thank you. So if you go to that link, you will see my school, and on there already is a free webinar for anyone who is trying to get better using articles. Articles a, and the. And you'll get 20% off my very first course, which is all about articles. It takes you from beginner level to master level. So if you want to master the use of articles, a, and the, check out the link. How is your quarantine? It's good, thanks. Okay, gotta get this in the oven. I gotta keep looking at the recipe. 1 1/2 cups. Yes, I am an X-Files fan. The most recent show that I just watched is called The Terror. The Terror. And it is excellent. I really recommend it. Season 1 only. Okay, so mix the flour, the sugar. How much sugar? 1/2 cup. What am I doing with the flour? I'm putting it all together and I'm going to mix it with other stuff. Thank you! Из Нью-Йорка в Лос-Анджелес трамвай ходит. First of all, thank you so much, Miro. I'm not sure. Like, are you asking if you can take a train from New York to Los Angeles? Because I don't know of one, but maybe Amtrak. Is that what you're asking? Yes, Mr. T, yes. The Terror is about a ship and a monster. It's amazing. I love it. Привет, Angela. Okay. This is really hard to do. What is the real situation in New York right now? So everyone is home. Thank you, Desmond. Thank you so much. How often do Americans cook themselves? I mean, I'd say it depends on the person. It depends on the family. It depends on where you live. For example, like in New York City, there's a lot of temptation to want to go out to restaurants and things. Yeah, it depends. Everyone sets their own budget for how much they want to go out. I know some people who only cook, but I know some people who has nothing in their fridge because they always eat out or order food. Did you play Sega games? I played Sega Dreamcast. Does anyone know Sega Dreamcast? How long is the live stream going to be? I don't know. I'm going very slowly. I'm sorry. Let me try to go faster. Sugar, cinnamon, and nutmeg. Cinnamon, 1 teaspoon. These are called measuring spoons. 1 teaspoon. Что ты готовишь? I am making shoofly pie, which is a recipe of the Pennsylvania Dutch. The main ingredient is molasses. Do you like to run? No, never. I do not like running. What do you use for disinfection after going to the shop? I use hand sanitizer and soap and water. Dreamcast wasn't popular in Russia. I don't even know if it was popular here. Everyone else played on like different consoles, but Sega Dreamcast was the one that I owned. And then eventually I got an Xbox. Yes, I am from New York. Да, это английский стрим. Спасибо, Desmond. Sega Genesis, okay. Thank you so much, Владимир. Правильно сказала? Спасибо большое. Привет из Владивостока. Привет из Нью-Йорка. Владимир, да? Спасибо, Владимир. Удачи, спасибо. So, half a teaspoon. Nutmeg. Nutmeg. Is it the apocalypse? I would say the rather than an apocalypse because there's probably only one apocalypse. I don't think it's the apocalypse. I think we will get past this. Are you guys seeing the salt. 1/8 of a teaspoon. Do I even have that? Let me see. What do you think about the difference between American and British English? I think it's more difficult. I think that there are a lot more accents. Maybe that's not true, but British accents can sometimes be difficult to understand. So it depends on what kind of English you want to learn. I know some people who are focusing solely on American English. But yeah, for example, my mom, when she watches anything British, she needs subtitles because she can't understand, but I think she's just weird. Mix flour, cinnamon, nutmeg together in a bowl. Okay, mixing now with the spoon. Can you do any accents? Not well. What kind of accent do you want to hear? Okay, this is the topping of the pie. A Cockney accent. I cannot do a Cockney accent. You look like the mom from How I Met Your Mom. Everyone says that. Did you go to One World Trade Center? Is that like the museum and the memorial? I've been there, yes. Okay, so I have this. Now I have to combine molasses, water, and baking soda. I need 3/4 a cup. Cuban accent, por favor. I can't do a Cuban accent in English, but I can try to do a Cuban accent in Spanish. Russian accent in English. I can't do it. I love the way a Russian accent sounds in English, but I cannot do it. Russian. Where are you now? I am in New York, in the US. I need to put water to boil. I'm back. Do you like Harry Potter? I love Harry Potter. Love. I have to boil some water right now. What's going on in New York City? Everyone is staying home. If you need to go anywhere, there are like limits on how many people can go inside at once because you need to keep a distance from other people. Thank you. Russian. My Russian accent. I can't. Do you like Back to the Future? I like it. It's not my favorite movie, but it's a good movie. Cuban accent in Spanish. Entonces, dámelo para atrás. I didn't really say much, but there you go. Hi from Siberia. Hello from New York. Okay. Do you speak Spanish? I can hold my own. I can have a conversation in Spanish. Okay. Combine molasses, water, and baking soda. Okay. 3/4 a cup of molasses. So you guys get to see molasses now. This is what I was showing you before. Thank you so much, Vasily. Правильно сказала? Oh God, this is a скороговорка, да? I don't even know где ударение. Жили. Let's see here.
Жили ли ежи? Ежели жили.
Okay, let's try this. Жили ли ежи? Ежели жили, то жалили ли. I don't know. Ежи. Жужелицы. Ежели не жалили, то ели ли ежели. Жил. И ежели ели, то ели. That was terrible. I tried. It smells like kvass. But it's sugar. It's from sugarcane. Okay. Ugh. All right. Thank you so much. Привет из Atlanta, Atlanta, Georgia. I was just there. Thank you so much for the $10. I don't know RDLF. Thank you. Kvass. Molasses, water, and baking soda. How do you feel when you go to another country and speak the on your language? Can you rephrase? Is the series The Terror about sailors? Yes, season 1 of The Terror. I loved it. And yes, it is about people on a ship. Okay, we gotta combine this. So, combine. That. The water. And baking soda. How much baking soda? Half a teaspoon. Where did the thing go? Half a teaspoon of baking soda. I'm scared of what chemical reaction is about to happen, but you guys see this. Yeah. I'm in pajamas. The secret is out. I'm just mixing this up. Привет. All right. What does LMAO mean? It means laughing my ass off. It means laughing really hard. Я немного забыла мой русский, но этот стрим по-английски. How do you feel when you can travel to another country and speak there on your language? When you say on your language, do you mean the language of the country? The language that they speak? All right, combine it. Let's see. And pour into pastry shell. The time has come. Es geht mir gut, danke. Я все забыла. All right. This is the pie shell. Oh, God. In Canada, what is the difference in the English in Canada? So Canadians have a slightly different accent. You know, like Justin, you probably all know Justin. He's from Canada. He has a slightly different accent. Different culture. Was machen Sie? That means what are you doing, right? I'm making shoofly pie. So yeah, Canadians have slightly different accent, different culture, some different slang. Justin Canadians, yeah. He's from Canada. By the way, if you are just joining, I am making shoofly pie, which is a special recipe from the Pennsylvania Dutch, who were immigrants in the 1600s and 1700s, and they still live there generations later. Like the Amish have this pie. Oh boy, okay. I have to pour this into the pie shell. Also, if you are just joining, I made an announcement before, which is that I opened up my very own online school to learn, to help you learn English. It's called the School of American English. I'm so excited. I'll share the link. If you go to that link, you'll find a free webinar for anyone who wants to improve their use of articles, so a, an, and the. And also you'll get 20% off my first ever course all about articles. So if you want to learn to use articles like a pro, you'll find the course there. Here I go, pouring. This is gonna be a mess. Articles are a, an, and the. So a lot of you told me that you struggle with articles because на русском there are no articles. So when you're learning English, it's kind of difficult to figure out how to use them. So I made my first course all about articles. Okay, that's in the pie shell. Thank you so much. Ah. I was with you when you had less than 100,000 on YouTube. Thank you so much for staying with me. Really. Okay, let me just get this in the oven. And pour into pastry shell. Spoon the crumb mixture evenly over the top. Okay, so now we take this. It smells like shoofly pie. I don't know how much I'm supposed to put. Привет из Москвы. Привет. I know you directed a short film. Yes, I did. Can we see this movie online somewhere if that's possible? So I'm planning to eventually put it online, but it's not available yet. But someday I will announce it. I don't know if it needs to be the whole. Oh my gosh, this is a lot of that stuff. I don't think I need to put it all. I'm changing the recipe. Is your Spanish better than your Russian? I think so. Зачем стрим на английском? Потому что очень многие are learning English, so I announced this would be in English. All right, let me show you guys what I've got going on here. I need to figure out what to do with the excess here. Someone wants to know the color of my eyes. What do you think? Weather and weather. Yes, they are pronounced the same. Weather and weather. Is there cottage cheese in the pie? No. So the only ingredients are really molasses and flour. Like on top, there's like a crumble topping. It's not cereal. Warm greetings from Finland. Ooh, do you live in Finland? I was just there. Loved it. What means gosh? So what does gosh mean? So gosh is like a nicer way of saying God. Like instead of saying, oh my God, someone might say, oh my gosh. It's sort of like, have you heard people say like, what the hell? What the hell? Instead of saying hell, some people say heck, which is like a nicer version. Okay. Oh no, it's snowing. Okay. Looking good. So I get to put this in now for how long? 15 minutes. Okay. Putting this in the oven. Oh my God. Whew. Let's set the timer here. Fifteen minutes. Remind all of the ingredients. So the pie, shoofly pie, is in two parts. So there's the main part and then there's the topping. So the main part is molasses, which is now a mess, and baking soda and boiling water. And then the crumble is flour. Let me check. Flour, sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, and salt. It's just a bunch of dry ingredients. Which city or village of the US would you dream to move? I like New York. I like it here. What Russian food do you like to cook? This is a great segue because I have this covered in flour. I was gonna try to make a Russian recipe, maybe next time. Привет. You need a moderator, too much spam. Yeah. I don't know who can be a moderator for me. What is molasses? So molasses is made from sugar cane. So when sugar is being made, during that process, you also make molasses. It's a syrup. Syrup. I'm going to put my coffee in the microwave. Please announce the next time you're in Finland. It was a lot of fun. I went to a Finnish sauna. Had a lot of great food. Привет из Томска. Привет из Нью-Йорка. Can you read Cyrillic English? Yes. This is a mug I love. It's from Transylvania. I can make someone else a moderator. Does anyone want to be moderator? Is gnarly a popular word in New York City? No. Everyone knows what it means, but I would say it's not very commonly used. It's more used probably in California. Hello from Odessa. Hello. Hi, Sasha. And the powder, Desmond asks, the powder. So the stuff on top is a mixture of flour, nutmeg, cinnamon, I think there was salt, and sugar, brown sugar. How to pronounce the word perhaps? Perhaps. Are you drinking blood? What? Oh, because of Transylvania. I was like, what? What level of English should I have to watch The Terror? So The Terror is full of British accents, and it's also sort of an old-fashioned way of speaking. So you'd need probably a sort of high level. Like my sister, who is a native English speaker, American English speaker, she needed to put on subtitles just because the language is so antiquated. So if you can find subtitles, that would be helpful. But it's a great show. I loved it. You are not eating too much, looking skinny. I can't control this, man. I eat a lot. You'll save me from the coronavirus. Да, стрим на английском. I've never seen the show The Americans. British people and American people do understand each other, but I was talking about a show where they speak in a very antiquated English with British accents, so it's a little bit more difficult. Yeah, American accent, the American accent, I think, is probably easier for people who are just learning the language. And my school, the school that I opened online, is all about American English. So you hear my accent, and I focus on like American slang, American topics. I'll have more courses coming out soon, so you'll see more. Hello from Ukraine. Hello. I did not see The Americans. I've never seen it. Как правильно произносится слово prefer? Prefer. I prefer this. Prefer. Did you like the X-Files? Yeah. And then my phone is I want to believe. Do you think that Game of Thrones has too much British accent? So I think British accents, you can understand British accents, but shows that are set in the past. So for example, Game of Thrones is set in, you know, a medieval fantasy land with dragons, but the way that they talk is a little bit old-fashioned. So it's not how people talk now. And because of that, it's a little bit more difficult to understand the sentence constructions because it's antiquated. So if you are just starting to learn English, I wouldn't recommend watching anything set in the past, if that makes sense. How long should you bake the pie in the oven? So it says 15 minutes, and then I have to do something else. The thing attached to my phone. So this used to have an image on it, but it got scraped off. But it's called a pop socket. It goes like that and like that. It helps you grip the phone better. And when you put your phone down, it keeps it clean. So the phone never touches a dirty surface. It's only this thing that I'm touching. So when you pick your phone up, it's still clean. Sorry, I'm trying to read all this. All that's going on in New York City now is like the X-Files. It's like an X-Files episode. Вы можете... Немного говорить по-испански. Yo puedo hablar en español, sí, un poco, pero no creo que... No hablo muy bien, pero creo que mi español es mejor que mi ruso. Are you going to publish the recipe? If you want me to, sure, I'll put it when this live stream gets put on the channel, I can put it in the description. But can you buy molasses in Russia or Russian-speaking countries? So the thing under my phone is called a pop socket. Pop, P-O-P, pop, socket, S-O-C-K-E-T, pop socket. This used to be the image of an eyeball, and it said Shutter, which is a company that I like, but it's gone now. Seen 2 seasons of Peaky Blinders with English subtitles. It's quite hard. Yeah, so that's set in the past, right? I've never seen it, but that's set in the past, so it's probably, well, maybe not, I don't know. Is the sentence construction, are the sentence constructions difficult? I've never seen JoJo, this anime. I can't close this. But I think my Spanish is better than my Russian. You are our digital teacher of English. Thank you. Thank you. And like I said, well, I'll paste it there. If anyone wants to learn English, I pasted the link. Еще. Да, я учу русский язык, но этот стрим на английском. My pie is still cooking. 1.5 minutes left. And then I have to do what? Lower the heat and then bake 20 minutes longer. According to movies, all Americans live in the suburbs in their houses and get to work by car. Is it true for New York City? So a lot of people commute. Do you know the word commute? Sí, commute. A lot of people commute to New York, meaning they live outside of New York City and they drive in, or a lot of people take the train in, more likely, because there's not a lot of places to park. So a lot of people do commute to the city, but a lot of people live here and take the subway to work. Да, я сейчас в Нью-Йорке. I have Spanish eyes. Oh, it's the timer. Okay, now I have to lower the heat. The crust is already cooked. Oh dear. I don't know how this is going to turn out. The crust is already looking cooked, but it says to keep it in longer. I don't know. I had to lower it to 350 degrees and bake another 20 minutes, so we'll see. Will there be more streams? If you guys like these live streams, then yes. I like them, but I don't know. Like, you guys tell me, what do you want to see on my channel? Tell me now. What sorts of content do you want to see? Do you like hip hop music? Yes. Do you plan to visit any country after coronavirus? I miss traveling so much, but I don't have any plans yet. I was thinking maybe, where was I planning? I had the idea of a trip, but then the world went into lockdown, so. Yes, I have X-Files on my shirt. What does this say? The truth is out there. Why the way you speak is considered slow? Well, for me, it's slow because when I speak normally, I talk really fast, really quickly, especially after I've had some coffee. I talk very quickly. What's your favorite subject in school? I have always, always, always loved history. Как у вас погода? It's very dreary outside. Dreary. Dreary means like sad and gray. There was thunder before. I don't know if it was raining. Background music? What do you want me to put on? Trying to read all these. Some trips around New York. Well, once New York opens up again. Would Fox Mulder find the truth someday? I hope so. You live in New York, but you don't have a New York accent. So I was born and I grew up in New York State. So you may already know this, but New York City is a city in New York State. So I am from the state. Now I live in the city. So my accent is just very standard, normal accent. But in New York City, they have more of like a regional accent. Like there's a Bronx accent, there's a Staten Island accent, there's all different types. But my accent is just normal from New York State, East Coast. The X-Files is my favorite TV show from childhood. Mine too. Yeah, so I said that the stream was going to be 1 hour. The pie will be ready in like 10 minutes. So I don't know, if you want to stick around, hang out, I'll be here. So many comments, hold on. Okay. Только на английском, да. Do you have any pets here? No, because it's hard to have a pet. Well, a lot of people do, but in New York City, you know, your pet would just stay in this small apartment all day. So I don't have one. Why on your second channel are there so few videos? Because it hasn't been my priority. I want to make it my priority. I love my other channel, my English channel, but I've been doing a lot of other projects and haven't been able to focus on it. But in the future, I plan to have a lot more videos on that channel. What do you think about Casey Neistat? I saw Casey Neistat once in New York. I was walking and I saw him filming a video. He seems nice. I've never watched his stuff, but I know who he is. Can you show how you speak normally? It's hard because I need something to say. Like if I'm telling a story, I'll talk really fast, like that. I don't know, I need something to... It's hard for me to just talk like I normally do unless I have something to say. I'll try to think. What do you know about Russian history? I know a lot about like the Bolshevik Revolution and Nicholas II and things like that. But the stuff before, I don't know that much. Big hi from a Russian in Germany. Hi, Wanderer 2112. Sorry, there's a lot of comments. I'm trying to read them all. Do you like any types of sports? ¿De dónde? ¿De dónde? ¿Qué? How flats in your apartments? I don't understand the question. Can you rephrase the question? Tell us a story so we could hear your natural way of talking. Okay, here's a story. This is just to show you how I talk quickly. It's not that fast, but so I don't know if you guys know the actor Zach Braff. He did Garden State and stuff. Well, one day I left work early and I was walking to the subway station and I saw a guy get out of a car and he jumped onto the sidewalk. And as I got closer, I was like, is that Zach Braff? And I got closer and we made eye contact and I was like, hi, Zach Braff. And he was like, hi. And then I kept going. And then 2 years later, I was walking around Union Square and I'm just walking, talking to my friend, and I look over and I see Zach Braff again. And so I say to him, hi, Zach Braff. And he's like, hi. I was like, oh my God. So now I've seen Zach Braff 2 different times on 2 different occasions. And if I ever see him again, I need to say hi or like introduce myself because we've, had 2 little mini conversations. There. That was me talking fast or normally in English. Hi from Germany. Hi. From New York. Will your English school become your main job or is it just a hobby? I want it to be well, it's hard to say because I put a lot of work into making courses. And then once I put them for sale, like the active part of my job is over, but I'm always working on new courses. So the course that's available now about articles, a, an, and the, that took me a very long time to put together because I wanted to make sure it was going to be very, very helpful. So I don't know. I hope you guys like it. Hi from Yekaterinburg. Hi. What is this? I gotta check on the pie. I don't know. I think it's done. Why didn't your parents try to raise you as bilingual or trilingual? Well, I mean, that's why I speak the amount of Spanish that I speak is because I grew up hearing Spanish all the time. My dad preferred English, I guess. Скажи, пожалуйста, как часто вы используете фразовые глаголы? Very often. Очень часто. Yeah. Phrasal verbs, по-английски phrasal verbs, I know that must be very difficult. Like, if you need to look up something or read up on something or etc., etc. It must be really hard. Did you see September 11th with your own eyes? I was not there. I was not in the city, but I remember it very well. I was in New York State, and I remember the day very well. Она кого-то встретила и... I'm trying to read all these comments, sorry. What does, like, oh man? Oh man is sort of like, boy. Like, oh man. It can be used a lot of different ways. I think it's usually negative. It's hard for me to think. Have you always had such clear pronunciation, or have you specially trained? This is my normal accent. I guess right now I'm trying to speak very clearly since I know a lot of people are learning English, and it's not helpful if I'm just, talking like I don't care. So I'm being deliberately clear. But yeah, this is my normal accent. So many comments. Почему не выкладываете видео на YouTube? I'm sorry, if you guys already said, I was asking what sorts of videos you want to see from me. I know some of you said you want to see more of New York, which I can do when New York is open again. Maybe I'll make a video about, I don't know, just tell me what you want to see. Can you speak with a Texas accent? No. No. What does the X mean? The X is for the X-Files. The X-Files, the TV show, секретные материалы. Секретные материалы. Show Central Park. I made a video about Central Park. So far, I've made videos about Central Park, about Brighton Beach. I forget what else. I made a video about my favorite museum, the Museum of Natural History, Музей естественной истории. I want to believe. In which part of New York do you live? I live in New York City. What's the difference between sh and sh? I don't know. Sh versus sh. АБВ, ГД, ЕЖЗ и краткое. KLMNOPRSTU. I don't know. Снимаю stories каждый день в Instagram. Do you guys all follow me on Instagram? I never know if people want me to post or I don't know. Are you going to save this stream on the channel? Yes. This will automatically be saved. Why do Americans say like so often? I think it's like an insecurity thing. I just said it. Can you play any musical instruments? The piano, not well. Where are you now? Evgeny asks. I am in New York. Have you ever seen a UFO? No, but when I was little, I used to go outside looking for UFOs in the sky. You want me to play piano for you? I want to see video about in, on, at, in. So prepositions. There's a song. So I can make a video about prepositions. When I was in 4th grade, our teacher taught us a song to remember the prepositions. About, above, after, against, along, among, around, etc. Did you watch Chernobyl on HBO? Yes. I thought it was excellent. Did you like Chernobyl, the show? Have you seen anything supernatural? Yes, I have seen a ghost, призрак. I've seen a ghost. And I made a video about that on my channel already. А еще с артиклями. Well, if you have problems with articles, I made a free webinar to help you as an introduction, and also an entire course about articles that takes you from beginner level all the way to master level. So I'll post a link. The link for that so official voice, so I'm talking about articles. You want to see the video, my video about ghosts? It's very old. I have a fear of speaking to strangers. Your comment is flying away. I have a lot of knowledge, but when I open my mouth, my words in my head get mixed up. I can understand nearly 90% of spoken English. That's impressive. But I have a fear of speaking. I made a free guide on how to get more confident speaking English. If you haven't seen it, let me know. I usually link to it, but it's a guide on how to get more confident speaking. And a lot of it has to do with just not caring what other people think. I make mistakes all the time in Russian. But that's how you learn. No one cares. Because if you are speaking another language, that means you have accomplished something. You are doing something amazing and it's impressive. So even if you make mistakes, you're still doing something amazing. So do not be afraid. Tinfoil. The ghost video. Okay, I'll try to find it. It's really old. It's weird seeing my old videos. Okay, I found it. Copy link address. Just making sure this is the right link. Oh my God. That's embarrassing, but here's the link anyway. I'm gonna check on the pie. Про NLO видео нет, because I've never seen one. This is the pie. The crust is a little burnt, but otherwise it looks okay. I think it needs to cool a little bit more. Is it true that one guy living in the south of the US sometimes can't understand a guy living in the north? I think everyone can understand an accent from like New York, for example. I mean, we can all understand each other. There's no problem. But I think like a Southern accent is sometimes a little bit more difficult. Sorry, what you're hearing is the heater. The sh sound is the heat coming on. What about? You sing so beautifully in that video. Thanks. It's really embarrassing. Sing us a song. You're the piano man. No. I was saying maybe I'll make a video where I sing a song in Russian. Do you remember your first scary movie? I remember, okay, here's a story. Do you guys know the movie The Ring? It's a horror film, ужастик, называется The Ring, with Samara, who has the long hair, you know, who comes out of the well. It's a very, very scary movie. And after I saw that movie, I was so terrified. I was so scared that at night I sat up just scared and looking around my bedroom. And I was looking across my bedroom at a coat that was hanging on my closet, the handle of my closet. So it was a coat hanging there. and it looked like the outline of a person. And I was so scared just looking at it, thinking that looks like Samara, because that's the name of the girl with the long hair. And I was just staring at it. It was the middle of the night. I was looking at this shape and just staring and staring, and all of a sudden it fell. I had a heart attack. It was the scariest moment ever because I had just been staring at it, and then out of nowhere it fell. Did you watch the Japanese or American? So that was after watching the American version, but I have seen the Japanese version. Hello, Alexei. Посмотри оно. I have seen it. I did watch the Japanese version. Did you delete one of your videos where you draw? When I draw the horse, I did not delete it. It's still there. Still embarrassing. So many comments, you can't read so fast. I can't read so fast. What's your favorite place in New York? I love just walking around, especially lower Manhattan, because it's very historical. But you have to look for the historical things there, because there's a lot of something about the history of New York. And New York City has a very interesting history. So I like just walking around. Do you play any computer games? Not games. Thank you so much, Vasily. Why is it difficult for Americans to combine li, re, etc. in the Russian? Instead, many pronounce it li and re. So, is this about my accent? So, in English, when we have the word e, it's just eh. There's no yeah sound. So I think it's difficult to associate seeing that combination and doing yeah. Can you give an example of a word? Like media. Like media. It's hard. It's difficult. I don't know. Something about the way we're used to forming sounds in English makes it difficult. For me, I say li because when I think of Russian, it's in my head, Russian has a lot of so I always add that sound even when it's not supposed to be there. So I made a video about that, how I always want to say yesly, even though it's yesly. It flows more easily. Li. I think that learning Russian could help make a good English course because you know all about learning foreign language. Does it work that way? Yes, I am making these courses. So right now I have one course available so far about articles. And I also have 2 more that I'm making. And the other 2 that I'm making, I have put so much effort into it to make it so comprehensive because I know how hard it is not only to learn new vocabulary, but to know when and how it's appropriate to use new vocabulary, for example. So in my courses that are coming out, I show you exactly like whether you can use it in a professional setting, not in a professional setting, how often we use it in regular speech. So I work so hard on making sure that you guys are getting this information because I know how hard it is to know. Because I can learn a Russian word and not know if it's appropriate and what context I can use it in, etc. So I don't know if this is ready, but it's been a long time on the stream, so I want to give you the closure of seeing the pie. I don't know what knife to use. All right. This is shoofly pie. I don't know if it's going to be any good. We're going to find out. Can't read all that fast. Okay. I don't know about this. It's so liquidy. I don't know. Yeah, the pie looks nice, but I don't think it's supposed to be so liquidy. Oh my God, this is a mess. Remember what it looked like because it's not gonna look good anymore. Oh my God. How long? Maybe it says I'm supposed to let this sit for even longer. There's no way. Oh my God. Guys, has anyone on Instagram stories, I've shown how I've tried making Greek coffee, how I tried making oat milk, how I tried making cauldron cakes from Harry Potter. I am terrible at cooking, it seems, because this does not seem right. Let it cool down. Yeah, I think it needs to just set because it's still very wet. I'm gonna let it sit longer because I don't know. But if you want, I can post an Instagram story when it's all said and done. Ты забыла русский из-за этого? No. Я не забыла, я немного забыла, но этот стрим по-английски, потому что я знаю, что очень многие из вас учат английский. Guys, I will post on my Instagram story whenever this is done cooling. I will post a picture of what it looks like in the end, okay? So I'm not going to make you sit and watch it cool, but Thanks, guys. It looks nice, but underneath it's all liquid. Жидкость? But yeah, I'm going to end the stream. But thank you guys so much for watching, for joining me on this stream. I had a lot of fun talking to you. Don't forget to check out my school. Let me pull that up. It's schoolofamericanenglish.com. Please hold. Don't forget to check that out. And thank you so much to anyone or everyone who donated. That was so generous of you. It means so much to me. So thank you. Thank you, guys. I'll see you later. Check later, maybe tomorrow. Look at my Instagram story and you'll see a photo of this pie. Thank you, Alexander. Thank you for watching the stream. You're amazing. Thank you. Okay. Bye, guys.